Good afternoon, ma'am. Hello, am I audible?
Hello, yeah.
Good afternoon.
Good
So,
afternoon.
uh, I think the participants are there. So,
Okay.
should we start it straight away?
Yes.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone. Our resource person, uh, Rama Chakraborty ma'am, is with us, and she is going to start the training on uh, this career guidance. And I hope around 200 participants are there, 256. Maybe in time they'll keep increasing. So you please start, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pandey. A very good afternoon to all the participants present here. I'm sorry for being late by 10 minutes. I was caught in a jam. Today, we are going to discuss about a very important topic, that is career guidance. So, times have clearly changed. Now, both the individual and the labor market. Okay, let me start with the, just a minute. Let me start with the PowerPoint. Is it visible?
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
not yet. Just a minute. Is it visible now? Hello.
Yet, ma'am.
Is it visible?
No.
But I have shared my screen. Okay, just a minute. Now, is it there? Hello.
No, ma'am. Not yet.
Where I am going wrong? Share.
Yes. Now it's there.
Yes.
Yes.
Now it's there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's
So,
make it a
what we
slide.
were discussing is that times have clearly changed. Now, both the individual and the labor market are subject to constant variations. The old three-stage pattern, that is preparing for work, working, and retiring, this is fast disappearing. Now the job market is very, very competent and it's ever changing. Many current workers have not had the opportunity to develop the career management competencies that they require to cope with today's environment. Due to easy exposure to society and technologies, today's students are aware of various career options. They need proper guidance and information to make suitable choices. So, today's topic is very, very important for us as parents or as teachers. Now, let us go to the next slide, that what is guidance? Is it a process of giving advice? Most of us think like that, but it's not so. The aim of education is to promote optimum development of all the students in all spheres of life. Here, the different spheres spoken about are personal sphere, social sphere, physical sphere, and professional sphere, that is the career. Guidance and counseling are two important components of education on the path of optimum development of our students. One of the main functions of career guidance is to help the students in the identification and development of their abilities and interests. It helps the students to understand their own strengths and limitations and to make realistic educational and career related choices. So, what this slide is saying that guidance is a process. It helps an individual to help himself or herself to recognize his or her potentials. And then he or she will be able to set goals. He and or she will be able to make plans to work out his or her own problems. And guidance does not solve the problem, but it helps him or her to solve the problem for himself or herself. So, if we go to the next slide, just a minute.
Ma'am, please make it a slideshow.
Okay, okay. I think it's better. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Somehow it's not working. Yeah. So this slide is over. So if we talk about guidance, guidance has many components. So it's not truly advice, but to help and support and guide and assist a student in his career path. So, according to Words and Keed, guidance is range of processes designed to enable individuals to make informed choices. See, this phrase is very, very important. Informed choices and transitions related to the educational, vocational, and personal development. So, let us go to the other things. What is happening here? I'm sharing content. There is some problem with this. Just a moment. Let me find out what is the problem. So, is it visible? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Very nicely.
Okay. So actually, somehow the slideshow is not working. So I have to show it like this only. Aims of guidance. What are the aims of the guidance? Guidance aims at helping the individual in understanding of self. Self understanding means understanding one's strengths, limitations, and other resources. The next very important topic, very important component of guidance is self accepting. When we know about our strengths and our limitations, there are some limitations which we cannot overcome. So, like one cannot increase his or her height if he or she is already an adult. So, then in that case, it's very important to accept. So, self accepting is acceptance of the things one cannot change. And then comes self directing, that is, ability to solve problems, make choices and decisions based on your self understanding and self accepting. Some problem. So, these are the different facets. What is happening? I don't know.
WebEx Assistant is enabled to save audio highlights.
There is some problem. Slide changing is not happening. Dr. Pandey, what to do?
What happened, ma'am? It's not working.
No, it's not working somehow.
Okay. So you do without slideshow?
Yeah, that you can do.
It is working now.
Sometimes it is working, sometimes it is not working. So, what is the need for guidance? You can see here that it is needed for holistic development of our students. It is needed for recognition of one's own potential, and it is needed for recognition of individual uniqueness. In some way or the other, we all are unique. Even our students are unique somehow or the other. So they need to recognize that uniqueness, and then there is nurturance of creativity. I don't know. So, aims of guidance. Guidance is a process which helps an individual to help himself or herself. I do not know, I am trying to share my content, but it's not happening. So, what is counseling? If you need to know about counseling, counseling is a process through which an individual who needs help is assisted by a professionally prepared individual so that he or she can be helped to make necessary adjustments in life and environment to achieve his or her goals. Then, what is counseling? Counseling, in fact, denotes a more therapeutic and personalized intervention, whereas guidance embraces a large range of activities. So, when we talk about counseling, it's a one to one activity. Counseling increases students' understanding of himself, helps him or her to help himself or herself, prevents trouble after he or she has gained some headway. And what is career? Career is an individual journey which involves work related roles and other life roles through living, work, through learning, work, and other aspects of life. It is the pattern of work related experiences and activities over the span of the person's work life. For example, job positions, job duties, and decisions. We can say that it is a sequence of roles or jobs held by a person over a relatively long time span, or a sequence of employment related positions, roles, activities, and experiences encountered by a person. Now, there are two terms, one is work and one is job. These two terms are very close to each other. So, what is work? What is a job? A person usually holds several jobs in his or her career. A career is the pursuit of a lifelong ambition or the general course of progression towards lifelong goals. Job is an activity through which an individual can earn money. It is a regular activity in exchange of payment. Work can be anything. Work can be any activity which can be mental or can be physical. Job refers to a specific activity that any person does to earn a living. So, job is again very close to profession. If we want to know about the difference between career and job, then job refers to a paid position of regular employment, whereas career refers to an occupation that needs a special training or education and is followed as one's life work. If you talk about job, then job is of short term. But career, when we consider career, it's of long term. In case of job often do not require special training or experiences, but career often requires formal education, training, or experiences. Job is mainly earning money. Earning money is the main goal in case of job, but in case of career, it's not so. Uh, these are actually the differences between job and career. So, career development is a continuous process and it involves a series of career related decisions in an individual's life. It is generally influenced by education, training, family of an individual, and society in general. For an individual, there are many striking, strong influences in comparison to others in the process of career development. So, first of all, let us understand one's career development. Career development, as I have already told, that it is one of the important aspects of individual development. Uh,
WebEx Assistant is enabled to save audio highlights.
yes, let me start to get back. Is it seen now? Can it be seen now?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
But again, it's not changing. I'm
Oh,
trying my best, but it's
it's
not changing.
okay.
So, we were talking about the career development. Career development is one of the important aspect of individual development. It is the whole preparation that enables an individual to enter the world of job successfully and adjust to a working life. So, career development is a process which starts very early. It involves acquisition of knowledge and skills. It involves formation of attitudes. It involves development of interest, abilities, values, and self concept. Individual also acquires appropriate skills, learn manners, and ways to enter and adjust to the world of work. He or she tries different roles to find a suitable career role which is incongruent to his or her self concept. Many home and school experiences help an individual in his or her search for an appropriate role for himself or herself. Nowadays, people have the option of switching jobs often. It often happens that people switch jobs and continue working till possible. This leads to dissatisfaction and unhappiness in many cases. Hence, it becomes very essential that career be planned properly and systematically to ensure prolonged success and happiness in work. Therefore, people across all the age levels need career guidance or career counseling to fulfill their career related needs. Career development involves learning about oneself, connecting one's self awareness with the world of work, making decisions, and taking actions. All these helps in making informed and thoughtful decisions throughout the life. The goal of career development is not only to create a successful career, but to develop a life that is personally meaningful and rewarding. करियर डेवलपमेंट ऐसा होना चाहिए कि पहला तो बात है कि इट शुड बी it should be a choice, an informed choice, and it should be based on the self awareness. And it should be in such a way that the career becomes personally meaningful. Career development is essential to implement career plan. So career planning is an important part of career development. It refers to collective actions and activities performed by an individual to give direction to his or her work life. जितना करियर प्लानिंग करेंगे सब मिलके एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट होता है करियर डेवलपमेंट का. Career planning is very important to obtain great confidence by setting and achieving a goal and to improve job prospects and employability skills. The major focus in career planning is matching personal goals and opportunities that are realistically available. It is building bridges from one's current job or career to the next job or career. So, if we talk about the career planning and career development, there are four major steps into it. First of all, self awareness, that is, know yourself. We have to know our values, we have to know our interests, the strengths, the traits, and the ambitions. The next very important step is explore the options. We have to do occupational research. We have to follow the industry trends. We have to know about all the career options for whatever degree we are having. So, exploring options is the next step. And the third step is getting focused. When you know about ourselves and when we know about the options available, then we go for action planning, goal setting, and decision making. And together, they are the part of getting focused. And the fourth and the ultimate step is taking action, where we are connecting with the possible employers. We can avail different job search tools and we can gain experience to have a particular career. So, when we are talking about these steps, the step four, that is taking action, what is it? After setting the goals, the final step in career development is to take actions. The career development of individual is not a simple process, but complex and unique, with each individual having a unique set of skills, values, interests, and experiences to the process of designing and managing their career. People's life, learning, and work opportunities are influenced by personal characteristics such as their age, gender, ability or disability, and sexual preference. Their opportunities are also affected by family, community, and cultural values, geographic, economic, and political circumstances, as well as random and unpredictable events. So, career development is the term that describes the complex process of managing life, managing learning, and managing work throughout our lifespans. For the last time, let me see whether the slideshow can work. So, I think just for this time, this has. Uh, is it visible again? Counseling? Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. Counseling is a process through which an individual, I have already told, an individual who needs help is assisted by a professionally prepared individual so that he or she can be helped to make necessary adjustment to life and to his or her environment. And in most of the cases, it is therapeutic in nature. So, what is this quotation? That counseling, in fact, denotes a more therapeutic and personalized intervention, whereas guidance embraces a large range of activities. We have already known about career, what is career, and how having a successful career is dependent on your personality, on your aptitude, and your interest. We have already discussed about work or job and what is the difference between a career and a job. So a person usually holds several jobs in his or her career. A career is of a long term, and it is usually easier to change jobs in the same field of work that defines one's career, but switching the career is very difficult. Sometimes it becomes impossible. Career guidance, we have already known about it. So career guidance is focused on students career development. Career guidance provides direction. Okay, it provides direction for future life. These are some very I can tell very known scenes. It happens in every household. What is happening here? The father wants the son to be an engineer. So the father says, my son, I want to see you as an engineer. The son tells she or dad, but the mother wants it otherwise. Oh, come, my little doctor. And the son again agrees to it because he loves his mom. So thanks, mom. And if he goes near the sister tells, hey bro, hotel management is better for you. Well, I will think about it. So what will happen? After getting so many suggestions from so many near and dear ones, the son becomes confused. Will he be a doctor or an engineer, or hotel management will be the proper profession for him? Here comes the career guidance, because students don't plan their future knowingly about their own abilities and own limitations. They follow their peers, they accept the verdict of their parents, they get tempted by current trends, and they are totally away from realities and live in the world of their own dreams or fantasies. They fail to discover their own true self, and that is why career guidance is very important. Because if the child gets proper career guidance, he or she knows about his or her own temperament, his or her own inclination, choices, and then or she can make an informed choice. Career counseling, again, it involves giving instruction about career choices. Not only that, it is a program in which trained professionals interact with students to assist them in their problems. Remember, whether it is guidance or it is counseling, we are not going to help the student directly. They will help themselves when we help them to know about themselves more. So, what is the role of teachers in case of career guidance? See, teachers, we all know, for the students, they are friends, philosophers, and guides. So, teachers can clear the doubts of their students regarding the career and give them advice. And we all know that teachers, they can be the interface between the parents and the student. Sometimes the student knows that the one particular career option is not for him or not for her, because he or she has limitations, but he cannot discuss these clearly with the with the parents. In that case, the teachers can be the mediators between the parents and the student. So teachers clear the doubts. Not only that, they can open the doors to better communication between parents and students to foster better understanding of the career choices of the students. So This is again a cartoon. What are the skills required? Whether you want to become a successful career guide or you want to become a successful career counselor, there are some skills required. What are these skills? Communication skills. You have to be very patient in hearing and you have to be convincing. You have to uh, with patience you have to listen what the person is trying to communicate, and then you have to have that convincing power that you can convince him about the probable and most fruitful career option for him or her. Then the next skill required is thinking skill, especially critical thinking, because when you are guiding the students about a particular job option or for different job options, the critical thinking ability should be proper, because the students and you yourself should know the pros and cons of that particular option. Then interpersonal skill, empathy, that is knowing and understanding others from their perspective, and emotional maturity and decision making skills. These are some of the skills required for proper career guidance. So, what is the key message? Career guidance and career counseling may seem similar terms, but they have significant, distinct significance. Guidance is a continuous process. It involves a larger group. It aims at overall development of personality of an individual. And in case of counseling, that is overcoming an individual's problems by helping them to make adjustment in their lives or in their environment. Teachers can contribute extensively to the guidance program in the case of career guidance. Career, what is that? That also we know career is an individual journey which
Ma'am,
involves
your camera is
work-related
off.
goals.
Your camera is off.
Yeah,
Your camera is also off.
okay. Camera is also off. Is it okay now? Hello?
Yes, it's all right. It's okay. Okay.
Okay. Now it's okay, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Can it be seen? Can it be
Yeah.
seen? Okay. So, for all the participants, there are some questions to think individually. हम लोग जब स्कूल में थे, तब हम लोग के सपना में क्या था? क्या बनना चाहते हैं हम लोग? As a little child in the school, what were your dreams? As a teenager in school, what career plans you nurtured for yourself? At college level, does your plans for career changed? What was the reason for this change? Are you satisfied with your present profession or do you want changes in it? So, these are some basic questions which we all should ponder. मे बी हम लोग बचपन में कुछ और बनना चाहते थे, लेकिन सरकमस्टांस से और पेरेंट्स का प्रेशर से हम लोग का करियर चॉइस कुछ और हो गया. Afterwards, because of the life's own flow, we were pressurized to change our goal, and now we have landed up with this teaching profession. Maybe in the beginning, that was not our goal. So in the same case, in the same way, we don't want our students to follow the career path ऐसे कि जैसे चीजें आ रहा है उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिए. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So there should be a particular significant process of career development, and for that these four are very important: to know yourself, to explore the options, to get focused, and to take actions. We already have discussed about these things. Okay. So, what is the key message? Career development एक दो स्टेप से नहीं होता है, ये एक कंटिन्यूअस प्रोसेस है, एंड इसमें एक सीरीज ऑफ करियर रिलेटेड डिसीजन इन्वॉल्व होते हैं. and it is generally influenced by education, training, family of an individual and society in general. देखिए, जैसे किसी कोई एक एक बच्चा अगर वो साइंस ले लिया, बाद में जाके उसके लिए सीए बनना बहुत मुश्किल है। कोई बच्चा अगर डॉक्टर बनना चाहते हैं और इन 10+2 अगर उन्होंने साइंस नहीं लिया, तब वो बन नहीं पाएंगे। सो एजुकेशन इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट, द प्रॉपर ब्रांच ऑफ एजुकेशन विच ही और शी सिलेक्ट्स इज इम्पॉर्टेंट, देन ट्रेनिंग, the family and the society, everything contributes to the career development. But for an individual, there are many striking strong influences, and the ideal strong influencer should be his own likings, dislikings, his potentials, his or her limitations, and then whatever availability is there in the job market. Again, there are some. So here you can see this is a school where there are birds, where there are animals, there are urchins, there are kangaroos, there is an owl. So our school is also like this. हम लोग के क्लास में सारे स्टूडेंट आते हैं, कोई अच्छा आर्टिस्ट है, कोई अच्छा सिंगर है, कोई अच्छा डांसर है, कोई अच्छा मैथमेटिक्स कर सकते हैं, कोई साइंस में अच्छे हैं, लेकिन हम लोग इक्वल एजुकेशन सबको देते हैं। And there only the career guidance is becomes very important, because we should invest in strength. What this slide is telling, that let the fish swim, let the rabbits run, let the eagles fly. अगर एक गाय को हम एक पेड़ पे चढ़ने बोलते हैं और वही उसका टेस्ट होता है, देन उस गाय को तो फेल करना निश्चित है। ऐसे ही जो फिश बहुत अच्छा स्विम करते हैं, उसको अगर हम बोलेंगे कि आप दौड़ो, वो दौड़ नहीं सकता है। सो वी डोंट वांट अ स्कूल ऑफ एवरेज डक्स, we have to play to people's strengths. When we have a class full 40 students, we should know what are their strengths and weaknesses, and then only we can guide them for a proper career development. And in the guidance, these three are very important. First of all, assessment of life priorities, interest, preferences, aptitudes, and skills. Then exploration, that is career research, career information, going through the labor market, getting information, then goal setting, and thirdly and finally, this is action, skills to develop education, or you have to take training. If there are any obstacles, you have to remove them or you have to overcome them. Then you have to have the strategies to overcome your obstacles, and there should be self marketing activities. You should make your future employer know that you are a proper choice for that particular job. So, when we talk about self exploration, so what is self exploration? It's not only knowing about yourself, it helps in revealing skills and strengths. And self awareness, self exploration is having a part as self awareness, which helps an individual feel more competent, and it reduces fear and builds confidence in an individual. We all know about multiple intelligence. क्लास में जो बच्चे आते हैं, किसी का एक इंटेलिजेंस सही है तो किसी का दूसरा इंटेलिजेंस सही है। So about when we talk about these multiple intelligences, so some are linguistically intelligent, some are logical, mathematically intelligent, some are naturalist, some are picture intelligent, some are body smart, they can work with their body, some are music smart, and some are interpersonal smart. So smartness or intelligences, they also work in different arena of life. So who is good in music? If you want him to be very good in mathematics, maybe your expectation is wrong. So let us see what intelligence area is suitable for what type of jobs or careers. So the students who are word smart, where the verbal or linguistic ability is more flourished, he or she is strong in reading, writing, telling stories, memorizing dates, thinking in words, likes to read or write or tell stories or talk or to memorize from a book or to work on puzzles. When you will see that that student learns best through reading or hearing or seeing words or speaking or writing or discussing or debating, then that particular child is a word smart child or linguistically intelligent child. In that case, the possible careers can be lawyer, editor, interpreter, translator, journalist, playwright, poet, public relation, reporter, teacher, historian, librarian. I remember about one of my students, many, I think 10 years back. That student was very bright in the way that he used to score very good marks in all the subjects. He was scoring equally good marks in mathematics, in science, and in other subjects also. But I was knowing that he's very fond of reading. So one day I told him that maybe a career of lawyer is more apt for you. And now he's a very, very successful lawyer. He didn't go for engineering or doctor or medical lines. So this happens if the child is word smart and that ability is more flourished. So you can advise him or you can guide him to have a possible career in whatever is shown in these grid lines. Some students are number smart. They are very strong in maths, they are very strong in reasoning, in logic, in problem solving, and he or she likes to solve problems. He or she likes to work with numbers or experiment with numbers, and they learn the best through working with patterns, relationship, logic, reasoning, classifying, categorizing. In that case, the possible careers should be which involves logical or mathematical ability. That means the possible careers can be of a computer programmer, can be of an engineer, a chemist, an investment broker, an accountant, a researcher, a city planner, an architect. So, in case of picture smart or visual spatially intelligent children, how do you recognize them? They are good in reading maps, they are good in drawing something, they are good in working on mazes, puzzles, imagining things, and they like to design something, like to draw something, like to build or create, like to look at pictures, and they learn best through working with pictures and colors, visualizing, using the mind's eye, drawing, etc. In that case, the possible careers, when you are the guide, you can tell that photography or graphic designer or architecture or artistry or carpentry or cartography, dentist, engineer, these may be some possible career choices for him or her. Let us see what about the music smart, the musical or rhythmically intelligent children. How will you understand that a certain child is music smart? When he or she is strong in singing or playing an instrument, picking up sounds very normally, naturally, remembering some melodies, remembering rhythms, creating rhythms with anything and everything in front of him. When he or she likes to sing, he or she likes to play an instrument and learns best through rhythm, melody, singing, listening to music. In that case, the possible career can be of a composer of a lyricist, of a music teacher, of a recording technician, of a sound engineer, or musical performer or music critic. So, career choices are many, but you, as the guide, have to understand what are the strengths or abilities or weaknesses of a particular child, and you can work on that. In the last line of this grid, there is some naturalist word written. This type of children, they understand nature. They categorize or identify flora and fauna very naturally. They are involved in nature. They want to remain outside. They want to classify items on information. They work in nature, explore living things, learning about plants and natural events come very naturally to them. In that case, that child can opt for careers of botanist, chef, environmentalist, landscape artist, navigator, sailor, astronomer, zoologist, etc. So, what is the key message? Self exploration is the most important determinant of career choice. So, first of all, we as guide or the child as the person involved should know about the likings, dislikings, inclinations, and potentials and limitation of his or her own character. Self exploration will involve evaluating interest, evaluating the personality, the aptitudes, and the skills. Awareness about self helps in chalking out one's career path. And we might be like other people in many ways, but no one is exactly like anyone else. That is why we all are unique. And we should respect our uniqueness and we should choose the career line according to our unique abilities or disabilities. This is a very common career story. Priya is a confident extrovert girl having good communication skills. She is fascinated by the job of an air hostess and interested in joining airlines. She has gathered all the information. She has gathered all the information. Sorry, am I there in the meeting?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, she has gathered all the information regarding training institutes for the same. When she discussed about her interest with her parents, they did not show much interest and suggested her to continue her studies because they think that this career will not match their lifestyle and the working hours are more. They also considered this career not to be safe for girls. As a result, she took admission in BCom. Although she is good in academics, but still she could not cope up and despair landed in despair. So this happens with many of us. This is the career story with many of us. We have started our life as a bright student. We were good in many a things, but then because of the pressure of the parents, because of the pressure of the family members, because of the pressure of the environment, we have gone in other direction, and maybe we were not so successful in that new profession because sometimes we are told that some are teachers by choice, but maximum of us are teachers by chance. So if you take a career by chance, sometimes it doesn't work for you so successfully. So, what are the factors influencing the career choice? The personal variables, the social variables, and the environmental variables. So, when we talk about personal variables, we have already discussed so many times that it involves your personality, it involves your knowledge, the world of work available, the self concept, the belief, the ability, the values, the skills, and the aptitude. But after that, there are some social variables which are also very important factors. What are they? They are educational institutions available, geographical location of your area, the political factors which are acting on all of us, the working condition, the market demand. There are some environmental variables which are having immense pressure or immense, I can tell, effect on us. Those are media, the socio-economic status, the family, the peers, the community, and the government policy. So, it is very important to understand the job title and duties of a work. So, we should not be fascinated about a job. If we are fascinated, we should know about our own potentials and limitations, know about other variables which are working on us, and then it is important to understand what is the job, its title, and what are the duties involved. The job title will indicate the nature of work, and working conditions include physical, psychological, and social environment, and we all need to know all about these about a job. So, when we are talking about a particular career, we should know about the job title, we should know the educational and personal requirements. Maybe some of the students of our class want to pursue a career in army or in air force. So he or she should know the educational and the personal requirements. What should be the height? What should be the weight? What should be the physical ability? And what are the educational degree you need to enter into a career in the army? What is the method of entry? Is there a selecting examination, or can you get an entry through some interview, or is there some special kind of entrance tests or examination? So you should know about it. Like जो इंजीनियर बनना चाहते हैं उसको तो जॉइंट एंट्रेंस में बैठना ही है, जिसको डॉक्टर बनना है उसको नीट एग्जामिनेशन में बैठना ही है. सो मेथड ऑफ एंट्री शुड बी क्लियर. Then you should know what is the nature of work. Before selecting that as your future job, the student should know what is the nature of work. If a student wants to become a doctor, but he doesn't like to like dissect something, or he doesn't like to involve something with some living beings or dead animals, in that case maybe that profession will not be suitable for him or her. So nature of work is very important. The next one is working condition, the challenges in the work. What are the challenges in the work? I remember when when my daughter went for her medical school. In the first year, she was very much disturbed because she was not liking the dissection. She didn't, those were the challenges in her work. So you have to know about the challenges in the work. Then, what can be the probable earning? You should know about it. What is your requirement and what is the probable earning in that particular job? Then, what are the advancements or the employment trend? Means एक बार उस जॉब में जाने के बाद आपको कैसे कैसे आगे जाना है, कैसे कैसे आपका job will develop. So the components of career information is having these three mainly: the occupational information, the educational information, and the personal or social information. So let us read the key messages together. It is very important to have a complete knowledge about a career before the career decision. पहले सोचने से पहले आर्मी में जाऊंगा, या इंजीनियर बनना है, या डॉक्टर बनना है, सोचने से पहले वो करियर के अंदर क्या क्या आता है, व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर जॉब, किस तरह का जॉब होगा, क्या क्या फैक्टर्स है, क्या क्या चैलेंजेस है, क्या क्या लिमिटेशंस है, ये सब जानना चाहिए. The working condition and the role and responsibility to be performed should be taken into account while selecting the career of choice. At times, misinformation about a career can lead to a wrong choice. कोई पुलिस में जाना चाहते हैं लेकिन लेट नाइट वर्क करना उसके लिए पॉसिबल नहीं है. In that case, if he or she lands up in a police job, that will make him or her unhappy. So, career information is essential for providing career guidance to students. So, when you are discussing about a particular career, you should present in front of the students all about that particular career. And particularly these three components, the occupational information, the educational information, and the personal and social information. Career information, which is accurate, reliable, and valid, facilitates the students in making the right choice in his or her career. So, here now again, those students who are linguistically intelligent, for them, some of the careers we have already discussed about these. He or she can be interpreter, editor, writer, lawyer, teacher, radio jockey, actor, poet, or script writer. Those students who have taken up the science stream and those who are good in reasoning and mathematics and science branches, for them some careers can be a physician, a physiotherapist, a pharmacist, biotechnologist, computer engineer, computer software engineer, researcher, scientist, or data scientist. Those who are in social science, for them, some of the careers can be of anthropologist, economist, social worker, psychologist, survey researcher, consultant, so on and so forth. And those who are very good in mathematics, for them, some of the careers are relating the actuary. Then again, for physics, mathematics is a must. He or she can be a research scientist, can go for civil engineering, can go for robotics, artificial intelligence, computer scientist. So these careers are open for them. So, for imparting career information in a school, when we are involving a class full of students, when we are going for career guidance, we should remember that career counseling is not for us because we are not professionally enriched to become career counselor. We can be career guides. When we want to impart the career information, there are different ways of imparting the career information to the students, and when they know about these different careers available for them, they will be enthusiastic about some particular career options, and they can get all the information about those career, and knowing about themselves and the career in and out, they can choose their best career fitted for them. So, what are the different ways of imparting career information? Here you can see it can be through simulation, it can be through mentoring programs, it can be through internship, career tour, career talks, subjects, career quiz, role play, career conferences, career fair, project work, library and books, folk media, school assembly, so on and so forth. Now, we as teachers, what are the very easy ways but suitable ways for imparting career information? In our school assemblies, we can invite some of the people who are in that type of particular career. They will give the best of the career information in the assembly, and in that way, some of your children who are inclined to that particular job can get more and more clear information about that particular job. So, what are the strategies and resources for imparting career information? This slide is telling about that. So, we can use a number of tools and techniques. By using various technologies, the career information services will become more efficient and effective. Information and communication technology is very effective in creating career awareness among students. What are the basic requirements to impart the career information? We can make one information guidance corner or career guidance corner or career guidance information corner in our school. That place should be accessible to all the students. To that place should be adequately spacious. It should display relevant information, and there's some particular staff should be there. The school counselor can be there. There can be some teachers who can guide them. There can be some peer moderators also. And what are the materials and equipment that you can keep in the career guidance corner of your school or of your library? There can be videos, there can be literature on career, there can be career assessment test, there can be career information material or career exploration checklist. So this is how it will look like. It can be a corner of your library or it can be a corner of your school that will be rich in all the career information. What are the materials which you should keep in your career guidance corner? There can be printed career guides, a series of career books, occupational monographs, handbooks, dictionaries of occupations and industries, the career fictions, the biographies of different personalities, community educational and occupational survey, pamphlets, brochures, newspapers, magazines, uh, com- uh, competitive examination information, audio visual like posters, charts, films, film strips, audio recordings. There can be some radio, there can be some big TV screen which is uh, showing the different career options or different career information. There can be computer which is loaded with this type of information. So, what are the key messages? A career resource room can be a place where career related information is easily available to students. It is not a very expensive affair. Day to day library resources like newspaper, magazines, guide, etc. can serve the purpose. Like in the newspaper corner, there also, when the students are going to different magazines, competitive magazines or newspapers, in the newspaper there are different corners which are having some guidance about different characters, different careers. Teacher and student volunteers can work together to update career resources. Regular updates should be maintained. The amount of resources available depends on the budget of the career counseling services as well as the availability of resources like place, fund, staff, availability, materials, equipments, etc. Students Alumni Association or parent teachers association can contribute in the maintenance and updation of career resources. Particularly if there is a parent who is a good doctor, who is a good engineer, who is a good scientist, who is a good environmentalist, we can invite him or her for a talk in these career corners. Okay. So, these are very important information: course affiliation and accreditation. What is the cost of that particular course for for a particular career? The internship and hands-on opportunities available. Then the course content, the job placement rate, what is the accreditation of the institution. These are the things to be considered when choosing a college or higher educational institution. So every advertisement of a course and an institution cannot be trusted blindly. This you should tell to your students. Whatever they see on the TV or whatever they see in a film, that may not be true. So they have to rely on information which are trustworthy. The claims made by the institution need to be verified, cross verified. The recognition and accreditation of the course and the college are two important areas of exploration. So, these are again for you to know about your role. So, what is this slide showing? The real work experience that sometimes is very different from what we think about it. So, when we need to know about a career, the career related learning is mediated real life experience. Running real business under the guidance of teacher can help. In our school, we conduct some student supermarket where students are running some shops, some particular shop. They have to manage the shop by themselves and the teachers can guide them. So, in that way, the student will be aware about the real work experience. Career related learning can go beyond classroom through meeting with experts, career talks, alumni pursuing different careers, field trips, etc. So, what is the role to be played? To form this, we are talking about the career guides and the school counselor. What is the role to be played by a school counselor? To form and organize the school guidance committee, to set up an career resource room, to help students to identify their aptitude, interest, and values, to organize career fairs in the school that can be very, very helpful, to orient students of classes 10 and 12 with regard to university and non university courses, professional and training opportunities, apprenticeship schemes, etc. And while doing so, they have to get clear information about the cost and accreditation of that particular branch. So, occupational information, once again, it is to disseminate occupational and educational information through class talks, group discussions, film shows, exhibitions, etc., to create a motivating environment and open doors for better communication between parents and students to foster greater understanding of the career choice of the students, to do a follow up of the students after they have left the school to see how they have benefited from the career guidance services provided to them by the school. So, those who are having special needs, there are some students maybe in our classes who are having some special needed needs. So, in their case, the assessment of aptitudes, interest, and values is very important, and they are to be provided with real life learning experiences, exploration of different career options, enhancing self esteem through creating awareness of being economically independent. So, these are all about career guidance and career counseling. And now is the time for the MCQs and your questions. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. I'm very sorry because the PowerPoint presentation was not working properly in the beginning, but somehow we
Yeah,
could catch up it. And
yeah.
it was not a very enjoyable experience, I think, because
It
of
was
some hiccups, but I tried my best to impart it.
no, it was very nice session, ma'am. So now, if a few question from some of the participants? They can unmute. Okay, we are leaving some. So thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rama ma'am.
Thank
Bye.
you. Radhika ma'am was also there. I have not seen you.
I'm all...
I have not seen you, ma'am. That's why.
no issue at all, ma'am.
No, I want to. I want to look at your face now.
चलिए
I want
तो
to
वही
see.
करते हैं.
We have not met for long.
Yes, we will meet once again, ma'am. We will have a meeting.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay then.
Okay. Okay.